So, good morning. It is June 7th, 2021. Welcome to the Millionaire Book Club. My name is Pearlie Hunter. Side effects of tapping in with me every single morning do include personal development, mindset transformations, paradigm shifts, and the ability to think your way to success. Okay. So, I'm super blessed, super grateful that you are here. Super excited for another Monday morning, another week um, to get through some more reading, to learn some new things. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my spouse. I'm grateful for nature. I'm grateful for the birds that's outside singing a beautiful song. I'm grateful for health. I'm grateful for everything and everyone. Drop me something that you're grateful for in the chat. I get the daily word read. Um, Yes. So I am live right now on Facebook and YouTube, okay? So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube page, please go ahead and subscribe. It is I Coach Wealth. I Coach Wealth on YouTube. You can catch me live on there as well. Lindsay said I was off for my birthday. I'm back. Happy birthday, Queen. Welcome back. I hope you had a good birthday turn up. My birthday is on the 24th. It's coming. It's coming. I'm excited. All right. So let's get the daily word read. The word, let me see. Okay. The word for Monday, June 7th is love. Okay. Love connects me and sustains me. Love is the unifying power that connects me with the whole of creation and guides and inspires me. I am a link in the great chain of humanity, in harmony with the whole family of humankind. Focusing my attention on the power of divine love, I discover the point of awareness within my heart that sees the love within all people. Even when that love is not apparent to me, I call it forth into visibility through my faith that the power of love is always at hand, even when it is hard to find. What a warm feeling arises in my heart as I immerse myself in the indwelling love of God. In essence, love is who I am, so I yield to the presence of divine love in every relationship and circumstance. I remain centered in that love. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases, his mercies never come to an end. Lamentations 3:22. Okay. So love, I love you guys. I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you. I'm your sister in love and in light because I love you. I love this family that we are building, this community of like-minded people. I love that I had the idea for the book club. I love that I can get on here and read and not be so super shy about reading because I'm not perfect. I'll be messing up sometimes, but it's okay. I'm going to pull us a card. Four for today. This is the Four Agreements card deck by Don Miguel Ruiz. This was the fifth book that we read, all about self-mastery, okay? All about self-mastery. Oh, here's our card. Okay, so we had a don't make assumptions, assume nothing, okay? Assume nothing. Pretty card, green vibes, heart chakra vibes, okay? In any kind of relationship, we can make the assumption that others know what we think, and we don't have to say what we want. We assume they are going to do what we want because they know us so well. If they don't do what we want, we don't assume that nobody knows anything that you want or anything that you need. Okay. All right. So this is the other one. Your best, always do your best. Your best is changing all the time. Your best is changing all the time. Got the horse, got the compass, right? No matter what direction you are in, your best is changing. Your best will depend on whether you are refreshed in the morning or tired at night. Your best will be different when you are happy as opposed to upset, or healthy as opposed to sick. Under any circumstances, simply do your best and you will avoid self judgment, self abuse, and regret. Okay. So as long as you giving it your max effort every single day, not the bare minimum, that's doing your best, right? It might not be the best as it would be if you wasn't under the weather or whatever, like they said. But if you know that you've given your all, that's your best. And you good, right? All right, let's get our read started. So, if I say something that resonates with you, please drop a MOC in the chat, okay? MOC basically means a moment of clarity. It's my way to connect with you guys, to know that you are taking value. All I see is myself on the screen and plus your comments when they come in. So that just lets me know that it's making sense, that, you enjoying this read. Because I definitely am enjoying reading it with you guys. So let's get started. This is chapter 13. We're going to do acceptance. This book is really, really short. I don't know if you got the book, but if you don't, I do encourage you to buy this book. And I do encourage you to read these words on your own as well, okay? Like, I know we read it together in the morning, but to also go back, watch the video again, and read it again, because this information, number one, repetition is the mother of skill. So this information is kind of deep, okay? You need to hear it a couple times for it to really resonate, for it to sink in, for you to start practicing it. You want to make sure you know what you know. And basically, all we've been talking about in this book is using your imagination to pull forth the things that you want in your reality. So you can form this whole beautiful world in your imagination, right? And staying in that wish fulfilled, feeling those feelings of having everything that you want, everything that you need, that helps you bring what's in your mind to the physical reality. Okay. So that's all this book basically been about, the power of awareness. So this is chapter 13, acceptance. Man's perception are not bounded by organs of perception. He perceives more than sense, though ever so acute, can discover. However much you seem to be living in a material world, you are actually living in a world of imagination. The outer physical events of life are the fruit of forgotten blossom times, results of previous and usually forgotten states of consciousness. They are the ends running true to oftentimes forgotten imaginative origins. Whenever you become completely absorbed in an emotional state, you are at that moment assuming the feeling of the state fulfilled. Okay, so the feeling is the secret. I don't know who done been with the book club long. We done read The Feeling is the Secret book, and that goes right hand to hand, right? The feeling. How are you feeling? Assuming the feeling of the state fulfilled. If persisted in, whatsoever you are intensely emotional about, you will experience in your world. Right? So if you get caught up in anger and sadness and depression and fear, if you get caught up in those feelings and let them overwhelm you, that's what you experience, right? But if you get caught up in the feelings of happiness, love, joy, peace, light, you know what I'm saying? That's what you get. That's what you experience. These periods of absorption, of concentrated attention, are the beginnings of the things you harvest. It is in such moments that you are exercising your creative power, the only creative power there is. At the end of these periods or moments of absorption, you speed from these imaginative states where you have not been physically to where you were physically an instant ago. In these periods, the imagined state is so real that when you return to the objective world and find that it is not the same as the imagined state, it is an actual shock. Okay. You have seen something in imagination with such vividness that you now wonder whether the evidence of your senses can now be believed. And like Keats, you ask, what is a vision? Was it a vision or a waking dream? Right? Have you ever had a dream or had a vision that was so realistic that you felt like maybe you went to sleep, but you wasn't asleep, but you was dreaming, but you wasn't? You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. Fled is that music. Do I wake or sleep? This shock reverses your time sense. By this is meant that instead of your experience resulting from your past, it now becomes the result of being an imagination where you have not been physically. Okay? So it's easy to recall the past, right? It's easy to recall the things that happened in the past, and it's easy to believe the things that happened in the past because we already experienced them, right? So basically, what he's saying, we can do the same thing for the future, even though we haven't experienced it yet. We can assume the feeling, right? We can assume the experience now, and eventually we'll experience it in our reality. Okay. In effect, this moves you across a bridge. It moves you across a bridge of incident to the physical realization of your imagined state. The man who at will can assume whatever state he pleases has found the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Okay. The man who at will can assume whatever state he pleases has found the keys to the kingdom of heaven. The keys are desire, imagination, and a steadily focused attention on the feeling of the wish fulfilled. To such a man, any undesirable objective fact is no longer a reality, and the ardent wish no longer a dream. Prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Malachi 3:10. The windows of heaven may not be opened and the treasures seized by a strong will, but they open of themselves and present their treasures as a gift that comes when absorption reaches such a degree that it results in a feeling of complete acceptance. The passage from your present state to the feeling of your wish fulfilled is not across a gap. There is continuity between the so-called real and unreal. To cross from one state to the other, you simply extend your feelers, trust your touch, and enter fully into the spirit of what you are doing. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. Okay? Assume the spirit, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and you will have opened the windows to receive the blessing. To assume a state is to get into the spirit of it. Your triumphs will be a surprise only to those who did not know your hidden passage from the state of longing to the assumption of the wish fulfilled. Okay, I like that part. It say your triumphs will be a surprise only to those who did not know your hidden passage from the state of longing to the assumption of the wish fulfilled. Right? So if people not tapping in with you, if they don't know that you are on this self mastery journey, this journey of becoming the highest and best version of yourself, this journey of being in this universe and living out your full purpose, if they don't know that you are manipulating your mind in this way, that you are going to your imagination station, right? Every single day you taking time to go into your mind and go produce your movie, your life movie, right? You're the producer of your movie, our life movie, right? If they didn't know that, it would be a surprise when everything that you've called forth from imagination, right? All of your desires, when everything starts going the way you assume them to go, it'll be a surprise to a lot of other people, but it won't be a surprise to you, right? It won't be a surprise to me because every day we go to these places in our mind, right? Every single day. The Lord of hosts will not respond to your wish until you have assumed the feeling of already being what you want to be. For acceptance is the channel of his action. Acceptance is the Lord of hosts in action. Okay? So that was a good chapter. That was chapter 13. These chapters are short, but they really sweet, and they have a lot of just clarity moments. Okay? Chapter 14, the effortless way. The principle of least action governs everything in physics, from the path of a planet to the path of a pulse of light. Least action is the minimum of energy multiplied by the minimum of time. Okay. So I feel like this chapter really explains that spiritual side of success that I was telling y'all about, right? Where I say we don't have to work so hard for these things that we desire, like we've been taught to do, right? Work hard, get it, you know what I'm saying? Go to school, work hard, get a job, whatever. It's not really all that complicated. Okay. Least action is the minimum of energy multiplied by the minimum of time. Therefore, in moving from your present state to the state desired, you must use the minimum of energy and take the shortest possible time. Your journey from one state of consciousness to another is a psychological one. So, to make the journey, you must employ the psychological equivalent of least action, and the psychological equivalent is mere assumption. The day you fully realize the power of assumption, you discover that it works in complete conformity with this principle. It works by means of attention minus effort, right? Attention minus effort. So we keep our attention on it when we go there in our mind. That's giving it our attention, right? But it's minus effort. We're not necessarily doing a lot of things, right? We just going there in our mind. Okay. So it works by means of attention minus effort. Thus, with least action, through an assumption, you hurry without haste and reach your goal without effort. Ooh, don't that sound nice? You hurry without haste and reach your goal without effort. Because creation is finished, what you desire already exists, right? And that's true. Because creation is finished, what you desire already exists, right? The amount of money that you desire, it already exists. Someone already has it. The car that you desire, it already exists. Somebody already has it. You know what I'm saying? Now, because we know that these things already exist, we know it's no different from the person that has it in us. We know that we just have to do some work to align with that energy, to align with that frequency, to be able to call forth that type of stuff into our physical reality. Okay. But it's already there. We just got to attract it. We just got to align with it. And we know how. That's the beautiful thing about it, y'all. We know how. It is excluded from view because you can see only the contents of your own consciousness, right? It is excluded from view, so you don't have it in your reality right now because you can see only the contents of your own consciousness. So all you have is what you feel you're worth, right? It is the function of an assumption to call back the excluded view and restore full vision. It is not the world, but your assumption that change. Okay? It is not the world, but your assumption that change. An assumption brings the invisible into sight. It is nothing more nor less than seeing with the eye of God. Example, imagination. Okay? For the Lord seeth not as a man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. The heart is the primary organ of sense, hence the first cause of experience. When you look on the heart, you are looking at your assumptions. Assumptions determine your experience. Watch your assumption with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Assumptions have the power of objective realization. Every event in the visible world is the result of an assumption or an idea in the unseen world. Every event in the visible world is the result of an assumption or an idea in the unseen world, right? So everything we have started in somebody's mind. It was an idea. Somebody had to create it, right? It came forth out of an idea, right? The iPhone, it didn't always exist. It started in someone's mind. A laptop, same thing. The present moment is all important. For it is only in the present moment that our assumptions can be controlled. The future must become the present in your mind if you would wisely operate the law of assumption. The future becomes the present when you imagine that you already are what you will be when your assumption is fulfilled. Okay, y'all heard that? The future becomes the present when you imagine that you already are what you will be when your assumption is fulfilled. Be still, least action, and know that you are that which you desire to be. The end of longing should be being. Okay? Being, perpetual construction. Oh, wait. Translate your dream into being. The end of longing should be being. Translate your dream into being. Perpetual construction of future states without the consciousness of already being them. That is, picturing your desire without actually assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the fallacy and mirage of mankind. Okay? It is simply futile daydreaming. Wow. So that was just a major key, right? That was an MOC for me, moment of clarity. Because basically what he said is, you can be doing this stuff every single day. You can write the affirmations, you can speak it, but if you don't actually believe it, if you don't have a feeling connected to it, you know what I'm saying? Like if when you saying your affirmations, when you in your imagination and you designing your future, if it's not making you extra happy and arising all of these wonderful feelings inside of you, then it's probably not working. Okay? He said it is simply futile daydreaming. Okay? He said perpetual construction of future states. Perpetual construction. So doing this every single day without the consciousness of already being them, that is, picturing your desire without actually assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, is the fallacy and mirage of mankind. Okay? So I don't know about y'all. I'm 30 something. I done had 30 years of living the way I've been living, not implementing these things, right? Not thinking in this way. And I think my next 30, right? I want to give it a shot at actually doing these things, actually thinking in this way, actually abiding by the laws that govern the universe, right? And so that was that chapter. We're going to move on to chapter 15, but that was a good chapter. That was really, really good. Least action, not having to work so hard, just giving your attention, not having to give a whole lot of effort, right? Not feeling like you got to pick up 2, 3 jobs to maintain and sustain. That's not least action. That's a lot of action. That's a lot of effort as well. And that's a lot of effort and time that's keeping your mind distracted. If you balancing 3, 4, 5 jobs, like when are you ever sitting still and just being and just going to your happy place and imagination station, right? In your mind. When are you able to do that? You always focused on something else, right? Building somebody else's future. Long term. It might be building yours short term, allowing you to, get by the 2 weeks and get by the next 2 weeks and get by the next 2 weeks. But that's done. Like, we tired of doing that, right? Nobody just want to get by. It's time to live. It's time to actually enjoy this life that we have, right? Okay. Chapter 15, the crown of the mysteries. The crown of the mysteries. The assumption of the wish fulfilled is the ship that carries you over the unknown seas to fulfillment of your dream, to the fulfillment of your dream. Hold on. Let me read that over there. I'm sorry. The assumption of the wish fulfilled is the ship that carries you over the unknown seas to the fulfillment of your dream. The assumption is everything. Realization is subconscious and effortless. Okay? Effortless. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Act on the assumption that you already possess that which you sought. Blessed is she that believed, for there shall be a performance of those things which were told her from the Lord. As the Immaculate Conception is the foundation of the Christian mysteries, so the Assumption is their crown. Psychologically, the Immaculate Conception means the birth of an idea in your own consciousness, unaided by another. For instance, when you have a specific wish or hunger or longing, it is an immaculate conception in the sense that no physical person or thing plants it in your mind, right? This makes sense. When you have an idea and it just comes to you, it comes to you only, nobody else. Nobody else is in your head. It is self-conceived. Every man is the Mary of the Immaculate Conception, and birth to his idea must give. Okay? The Assumption is the crown of the mysteries because it is the highest use of consciousness. When in imagination you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are mentally lifted up to a higher level. Okay? So you mentally raise your vibration. If you're going through something negative, if you're in a negative environment and you want to feel better, go into your mind and mentally take yourself up to a different level, right? You don't have to stay there just because, you know, where you at in the present is that you got an outlet, right? You have an outlet. When through your persistence, this assumption becomes actual fact, you automatically find yourself on a higher level. That is, you have achieved your desire and your objective world. Okay? Your assumption guides all your conscious and subconscious movements towards its suggested end so inevitably that it actually dictates the events. The drama of life is a psychological one, and the whole of it is written and produced by your assumptions. Okay? The drama of life is a psychological one, right? And the whole of it is written and produced by your assumptions. So we basically can do, have, or be whatever we assume we can do, have, or be. But the moment that we place limits on ourselves, and the moments that we say, well, we can't do because of A, B, C, D, F, you know what I'm saying? Then that's true too. Whatever as a man thinketh, so is he. You know, if we assume that we are wealthy, our children deserve wealth, our children, you know what I'm saying? If we start assuming these feelings now, even though it's not present in our reality, eventually they will come to pass. Okay? Learn the art of assumption, for only in this way can you create your own happiness. Right? For only in this way can you create your own happiness. And so that was chapter 15. I'm going to read the last chapter of the day, which is going to be chapter 16, okay? So chapter 16 is really short. Personal impotence, okay? Personal impotence. Self-surrender is essential, and by that is meant the confession of personal impotence. I can of mine own self do nothing, okay? I can of my own self do nothing. Since creation is finished, it is impossible to force anything into being. The example of magnetism previously given is a good illustration. You cannot make magnetism, it can only be displayed, right? We can't make it, but we can display it. We can show how it's done. You cannot make the law of magnetism. If you want to build a magnet, you can do so only by conforming to the law of magnetism. In other words, you surrender yourself or yield to the law. In like manner, when you use the faculty of assumption, you are conforming to a law just as real as the law governing magnetism. You can neither create nor change the law of assumption, right? Which is what we've been talking about, the law of assumption, assuming the state fulfilled, right? You can neither create nor change the law of assumption. It is in this respect that you are impotent. Okay. I can of mine own self do nothing. You are impotent. You can only yield or conform. And since all of your experiences are the result of your assumptions, consciously or unconsciously, the value of consciously using the power of assumption surely must be obvious. Okay? Willingly identify yourself with that which you most desire, knowing that it will find expression through you. Okay? Willingly identify yourself with that which you most desire, knowing that it will find expression through you. Yield to the feeling of the wish fulfilled and be consumed as its victim. Okay? Yield to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Give into it, play into it, right? Do it every day. Switch it up. Make it better every day. Yield to the feeling of the wish fulfilled and be consumed as its victim. When then rise as the prophet of the law of assumption. Okay? Then rise as the prophet of the law of assumption. So that's it, family. That's chapter 16, personal impotence, right? Everything is already created. We can do nothing of our own, but we can work with these laws to have a wonderful, abundant life right here, right now. It's not something that we wait in to die and go to, right? Heaven on earth is here. Heaven on earth is now. Heaven on earth starts in our mind, right? And a lot of times people are experiencing hell on earth because of their mind and their mindset, right? They're allowing the negatives to get on top of them instead of imagining a way out, right? And truly believing that they have that power within to change the whole trajectory of their life, right? It don't matter if it wasn't set up like that for us. It don't matter if we wasn't born into wealth, if we wasn't born into these things. They can still be achieved, right? With enough desire, enough belief, and enough imagination work, enough mind work, right? Enough of us actually standing in our power, standing in our greatness, knowing what we are and what we can do and doing it, right? That's the only way to go. We just have to do it. And the thing is, it's so many non-believers, but the people that do believe, God wants to use you as an example for other people, right? God wants to bless you. If people are here that actually do believe, those are the people that's going to get blessed because they need to show everybody else that this stuff is true. It works. It's possible, right? It really happens. So I'm excited to be a vessel. I'm excited to be chosen to lead this type of lifestyle. I didn't have to come across this information. I didn't have to get this exposure. I didn't have to, you know what I'm saying, tap into this spiritual side of success the way I am. But I want better and I want more. And I've already did all of that physical stuff. You know what I'm saying? I refuse to work until I'm 60 something. It's not happening for me. Right. So I'm just super grateful, super happy. I'm glad that y'all here too as well, right? Seeking out this spiritual side of success knowledge because it's definitely abundant. It's definitely been being done way before me and you, right? It's so many people that's already has been being blessed and benefited from just having this type of mindset, right? Being aware to this type of knowledge. So I thank y'all. I'm going to end the read here just to let y'all know, heads up. I told y'all last week, tomorrow we won't have a live call. I do have to go in and do some stuff for my license to keep my certification and whatnot. So we won't have a call tomorrow, but I will definitely be back Wednesday morning ready. I was thinking about recording a video, just recording one and posting it on the YouTube for tomorrow's read. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do that yet, but I might do that. So you could check it in the morning and it could be a read posted just so we can stay on schedule. If not, we will be back Wednesday morning, bright and early, 7:30, ready to go, ready to learn, ready to read, ready to start our morning routine, right? So that's it, y'all. Have a beautiful day. Thank y'all for watching. If you took some value from this, drop me a 333 in the chat. If you took value, drop a 333 in the chat. If you went into your imagination over the weekend and you started planning your life, Let me know, right? I want to know who actually been doing these things because I do these things, right? I take time daily to meditate every single day, just to sit outside, just to breathe, just to listen to the birds, right? Just to see what ideas come up into my mind, right? If I have any thought provoking revelations or epiphanies, right? Because if they'll come, but if you're not listening, you'll never get them, but they will come. Okay. So that's it, y'all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Enjoy your Monday. I am your sister in love. I am your sister in light. I appreciate y'all and protect y'all energy today. Protect y'all peace today and every day, right? Be a light today. Be kind to somebody. Be nice. Smile. Okay. And I'll be back with y'all Wednesday. Let's go. Thanks, King. Have a good day. I'll see you Wednesday morning. Okay.